Hello everyone, this is Betsy from Ideas Times 2. Very excited to be back sharing something with you. I have a tutorial. So we have a corner pocket that has three pockets, three slots. Potentially you could glue this flat and it would have three, but I'll show you. So here's an angled pocket here, right behind it is an angled pocket and another one. And then if you leave this open by gluing just the edge and the bottom and put it down on your paper, then you'll have your paper, your journal page, then you'll have another slot in the back here, so potentially four. So these are not new. I don't know where I saw it first, but they are not new and have been around for a little while, but they're lots of fun. You can make them in different sizes and different papers. For example, this I used a paper bag, which I love. I had these in the shop and then ran out. I'm trying to find a source for these because I think they're so cute. So what I did was I cut my square out of the paper bag. I'm trying to picture where I cut that out. I think I cut it out here. Well, then I had room for, I had leftovers, right? I didn't want to waste it, so I actually made another pocket here. So that is potentially two slotted, right? So you could put something here, and if you left it open, same thing. You could put something in the back. So I had that and this, and then I also made a smaller paper bag. So I made all these three things out of this this size here, which I believe is 15 by 12. So I was super excited to find another use for these. I think they're going to make a great journal cover as well. So that may be a tutorial in the future. Cindy has a wonderful tutorial on a paper bag cover for a journal, so I'll link that down below. It is fantastic and I love making those. They're just amazing. So unfortunately don't have any of these left in the shop, but I love them and I can't wait to find a source for those. But you could use a smaller, a smaller one, even something you got from the store, right? That would be plenty big. And I just love the crinkly, I love the different texture of this paper. But having said that, you certainly could use any other type of paper. So here's just a patterned paper. It is paper. This is a cardstock, which we may treat just a little bit differently so it doesn't get too bulky. But let me tell you the sizes. So I did a little experimenting here. The size I have used before is the 8.5 inch size, and so you would just cut a square 8.5 inches, and then your resulting corner pocket is going to be half that measurement, which is 4.25 inches, because you basically fold the paper in quarters, but we'll come to that in a minute. So that fits just great on a journal page. And I will take out this journal real quick. Here we go. And we'll just show you. Here, let's use the nicer one. So that fits. You just glue it on like that, and then you've got a nice corner tuck. Really, really nice. However, if you want to make them smaller, I experimented a little bit with sizes. And let me show you that real quick, and then we'll get into how to fold these. So this is the size I usually make, like I said, 8.5 inch square. It makes a 4.25 inch pocket, and I just went down by 1/2 inch increments, so you can see exactly what's going on here. It's 8 inches, and then exactly half is 4 inches, so that makes it a little smaller, but you can still get 4 slots out of that. I went down a whole inch this time, and so you'll have 3.25. Let's see if I get a piece of paper here. So your journal page will be like this. And then all the way down to 6.5 inches, and that'll be 3 and 3.25. So you can see that's pretty small. but you can fit small tags, small ephemera in there. Very nice. So any size you want, you can make. All right, so let's fold this, and I'll show you how you go about folding them. This is I forgot. Is it 8 inches? Yes, this is an 8-inch square. And so your decorative paper is going to be on the outside. So fold this in half. Okay, and then with that fold it lengthwise up. So in other words, you're just folding it into quarters. This is exactly a quarter. So you can see the folds there. Okay? So then you will hold it so that your single fold is on the left-hand side. Your double fold is at the bottom, and then you can maneuver these loose sheets up here. If you want a pocket that tucks in on the left-hand side of the page, that's what we're going to do. However, if you want it to tuck on the right side of the page, just flip it over, and then your single fold will be on the right side, your 2 folds will be down at the bottom, and then your loose pages, your loose layers, will be up here on the left. So I think I'm going to go ahead and make a left page pocket. So all you do, you fold it in quarters just like that, and then you go ahead and start turning these under. And there's no right or wrong. You can have it real skinny here at the top and at the bottom, or you can make it longer here on this side. Just as long as you do them all the same, it will look great. It will look great no matter how you do it. So this is the fold, and then we'll go over gluing or whatever in just a minute. Now if you want it to be blue again, you're going to fold it not backwards, you're going to fold it frontwards like this. But you won't have a solid blue, you'll have white corners. So if you don't want that, if you want just a solid color, you'll flip it back this way, and we're going to have white, because that's what the other side is. If you have double-sided paper, of course, this would be amazing. I don't have any double-sided paper. I have double-sided cardstock, but the cardstock does get a little thick, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. So this is folded under and tucked inside. This is folded under, tucked inside. Do the same thing here. And do the same thing here. And then you have, that's your basic pocket right there. I'll put this behind it so you can see the whole thing. Alright, so now you can glue these flaps down. They should stay just by, what? Gravity or tension, I guess it would be, right? They should stay just fine by tension. You can also glue them. So you can undo it a little bit, glue your flap, and glue it down. Or you can cut this off and then just put a little glue there, and then you have a reinforced angled pocket here. Okay, so that's how you do that. Now, before you do anything like stitching, this one is stitched. You can ink the edges on all of this. It's much easier to do if you don't have it stitched yet. So I am going to, what I think I'm going to do is ink all my edges and then stitch it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unfold these a little bit and stitch at the top of each pocket. This one and then that one. So I'm going to unfold it a little bit and stitch. And then I'll go ahead and stitch all the way around. And then my pocket will be complete. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I was going to say. I don't think so. If you want to glue those flaps, do that. Once again, though, your stitching will actually hold it in place as well. So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So before I sewed, I inked the edges on all the pocket edges and then around the entire pocket, and then I put together a little snippet and I glued that on. It does have a staple in it because I really like to do that. A lot of times I'll staple it to a base and then glue the whole thing on. So anyway, so that is the finished product. And I didn't worry too much about my flaps, but let me cut this one off. Alright, so you can do it with cardstock as well. The only thing I would probably suggest is not to fold it. Like, get it to this point where you've cut your square and then you fold it in half. And then I sort of had to play with it and determine how to get as many flowers as possible. This is the way I was going to do it. So that's all the flowers I could get on the front. So for this one, I would, let me get my cutter. Since it's heavy cardstock, now if you have sort of an inexpensive cardstock, it's probably not as big of a deal and you can fold it like this. But this is a pretty heavy cardstock, so I just wanted to let you know you can make it with the heavy cardstock, but what I would probably do is trim the first one sort of just by eyeballing. You could draw a line as well. So try to get this here. So let me show you. So you've got that. Then what you can do is, let me grab my clear ruler. Okay. Then what you could do is say maybe 1/4 of an inch, possibly 3/8 of an inch. You could draw a line and then take it to your cutter. Oops, that doesn't look right. Let me try again on that. 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I guess that line is right. It's just sort of an optical illusion. It didn't look quite right. Then bring it over here and then cut on the line. Etc. So then I would do the same thing. Bring it over here. 1/4 of an inch. Draw a line. You may want to do this on the back, but then you have to be aware that your back one is just going to be longer than the front ones, and then you might not be able to see it as well. So unfold it, and you can just, instead of like trying to erase that line, you can just get a little bit on the inside of that line, or outside, depending on how you're looking at it. There's that, and then do the same thing and draw another line. So you can use up your cardstock. Great way to use cardstock. All right, so get those out of the way, my cutter. And so this is the finished product on the cardstock. So it's a little too bulky, I think, to be folding under and under and under, and then you're going to get a real thick pocket. So, but because we want to leave lots of room for our ephemera and journal cards. So I would do the same thing, just either stitch along the pockets, or to finish the whole thing, you could stitch around the edge. But if you don't have a sewing machine or don't prefer to sew, you can also just glue these things just glue it right here along this edge and right here along this edge. And then you can glue this to your page. So don't need a sewing machine. It's nice, I like the way it looks, but certainly don't need one. And so you can use cardstock, you can use paper, and you can use paper bag, which I really like. All right, so next time I think I am going to, okay, this is a project that I would call what's on my desk. I have a lot of Tim Holtz paper dolls. I think I mentioned it in a different video, but you know, I bought those just thinking I needed them. And then I get them and try to use them, and I think they're kind of creepy. I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge fan. But I have them and I need to use them. And I've seen other people use them and they're wonderful. Like, they do such a good job. But I've had this, I like to play around with ink, so I had this background on, it's been on my desk for a long time. I've had these paper dolls. This was sort of a recent Happy Mail, and these are just scraps. So I started playing around with this and found this saying called Dream in Color. I mean, how appropriate is that? So, and these paper dolls are seated, and so I thought, well, it would be fun to have them sitting on something unusual. So there's this photo or slide reel. I'm not sure what they're called. And why not have her elbow resting on a math problem, right? I don't know. So I am going to try my hardest to make a few things with Tim Holtz paper dolls. I'm not a huge fan, but why are they just sitting around? I need to do something with them, so I'm going to give it a whirl, and I'll take you along with me on that. But so this was a toss-up. I was going to do a video on Tim Holtz paper dolls or these pockets. I did want to show you the pockets because they have been actually sitting around too for a while. I wanted to show you these. I think they're so cool, and I love the paper bag print. So anyway, anywho, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this was helpful. How to make these pockets. They are really a lot of fun and look really cool in the journals. So that is it for today. Take care, everybody, and we will see you soon. We are going to have a 4,000 subby giveaway very soon too. So our numbers are getting really close to 4,000. We are excited about that, and stay tuned for that as well. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.